some of you may have seen already, but I am getting a hamster. This is a pet I have wanted for a long time. Even before I got into mice, I really wanted a hamster. I had no plans of breeding them. I still do not have any plans of breeding them, but this is a personal pet that I have wanted. I love hamster cage setups. I love their personality. I love how they act like and how they act towards their owners. So I decided to go ahead and get one. Thinking about getting a hamster, I wanted to make sure that I had the room, the cage, the time to commit to them because they are solitary creatures, so you need to bond with them. You need hands-on time with them a lot of the time. And so I wanted to make sure that I had the not only physical space, but the mental space to take that on. So when the time came where I thought that I, am ready to take on that extra commitment, I started to reach out to some ethical hamster breeders, and I found one that I love. Bon Bon Hamstery is the best, and turns out she's only a few hours away from me, so it actually ended up perfect. So I pick her up next weekend. I had originally wanted a boy, but when talking to the breeders and gaining temperament ideas and having the breeder, explain to me what they've noticed with male versus female hamsters, I realized that a female was actually what I wanted. I had heard males were friendlier, but she kind of disputed that. She said that the males are kind of more lazy, calm, chill, but the females are more active, ready to hang out with you, and that was exactly what I wanted. I wanted a hamster that was going to be all about me, wanted to hang out while I was doing chores in the mouse room, was happy to see me, take treats from me, stuff like that. So, we kind of together agreed that a female would be best for me. So I ended up with a little girl named Odette. Through bunches of videos, pictures, she told me about all of their temperaments, and I ended up with a gorgeous dove girl. She is dove, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like a blue, silvery sort of color. She is short-haired and has a white band around her tummy. Always a huge proponent of going through ethical breeders for all of your animals. I had gone back and forth with getting a rescue versus a ethical bred hamster, but ultimately I decided I wanted to, help a smaller business, help sustain ethical hamstery. I wanted my hamster obviously to be friendly, to be chill, to be clear of any health issues, which if you get a rescue or if you get an animal from a pet store, that is not always guaranteed. So I decided to put my resources towards that, and I want to promote all people to always do the same. Obviously, rescuing is great if you have that time and that space and that place in your heart for that. But just for me, with the space that I have and for what I promote as a mouse breeder, I just wanted to go towards that ethically bred path. I was supposed to get her this weekend. I'm currently filming in this on a Saturday. I was supposed to get her this weekend, but a lot of the US, including my state, is about to go through this crazy winter storm. Well, I don't actually know how crazy it'll be because you can't trust weather. So I have no idea what to expect, but me and the breeder decided that the risks were currently too great for any of us to drive. There are some mountains between us. So we decided to put it off till next weekend. But since I thought I was getting her this weekend, I did get her cage together. So today we are going to go on a tour of her cage. When deciding what cage to get for Odette, I did have this extra Bucat state. So I decided that this would be good for an initial cage with her. It is, obviously hamsters need a whole bunch of space, and the Bucat state is a good, starter for that. I will probably expand later. I will probably attach another Bucat state to this because she is a Syrian and needs a whole bunch of space to roam. But I had used it for my grow out tanks for my mice, but I recently got some other cages that would be good for that instead. And so I had this as a great option for my hamster because I did do a whole bunch of research. I thought about this for so long. This was kind of the end plan when I first got this Bucat state about a year ago. I knew that I eventually did want to put a hamster in it. So I've been, phasing out my grow outs in this cage so that I would have it open when the time came. A huge fan of Bucat states when it comes to mice, and I guess also hamsters. I don't know. I haven't had one in there yet, but we will see when she does come. Simply because of the front opening features. If you don't have one or have never seen one, they open in the front. There is a lot of space for bedding right down here. And then these latches open really easily. Sorry, that one was stuck. They open really easily and you can open it, and it is great for spot cleaning, food and water, hand taming, stuff like that. When I moved my sorority into a Bucat state, it really changed the game. I was able to interact with them a lot more rather than weirdly sticking my hand through the top. A hamster cage, you really need to ensure that they have a good amount of bedding. I measured it, so I believe this is around 8 inches of bedding. I know a lot of people use cotton or Carefresh bedding. That's what I've seen in a lot of the pictures, videos, whatever, of ethical hamster cages. But I don't typically use that because it does not hold the smell as good as wood shavings. So I did ask her breeder if it would be okay if I mixed Carefresh bedding and kiln-dried aspen, and she said that was totally fine. Apparently, she uses solely kiln-dried aspen, so that made me feel good. So I went ahead and combined full bags of each, and I compacted it way down so that Odette could safely make her burrows. Building your hamster cage, obviously a wheel is super important. This is the Taffet 10.2 inch wheel. It is perfect for Syrians, honestly perfect for mice, perfect for any kind of running rodent that you may have. It is very silent, very sturdy, easy to put together, and comes in a lot of gorgeous colors. I went with sort of a forest theme for Odette's cage. I don't know if you can see that in the cage. I don't know if I did a good enough job. But that's what I was thinking when I was purchasing her supplies and putting it all together. So I definitely recommend this wheel. It is awesome. It is really big, really sturdy, and completely silent. So I never hear any of my mice that are running on it. In a hamster cage, sand baths are super important. This was just an extra Bucat state sand bath that I had laying around. I did lose the top of it, so hopefully she isn't super messy with her sand. But if she is, I will go ahead and purchase another one, or just purchase the top or put something on top so it kind of covers it. But I wanted to give her a container that had ample space for her to roll around and clean herself. I have 3 Night Angel platforms in this cage. I really like Night Angel. They have great products, but my one complaint is that the legs of Night Angel don't typically stick as well as I would like them to. They do come with tape, so you can tape the wheels to the platform, which is nice, but I would prefer if they stuck in normally. So that's just my one complaint, but they are the biggest, most sturdy platforms that there are. So I did go ahead and purchase a few of those. Here I have the Night Angel corner platform. I only got one Night Angel corner hide. I did only get one wooden hide for this cage because wood is harder to clean, does absorb urine faster, and plastic is just a lot easier to rinse off and clean. But I did want to make sure she had at least one wooden hide to get into. On top, I will probably move this, or I will put her water dish on top of this. This is slate for a different texture to file her nails. And then down here, I have just another random Night Angel food dish that I had laying around. This will probably be the one for her fresh veggies when I give them to her. In this cage, I have two wooden ladders, one right here, one right here. I believe both of these are taffet as well. I love them because they do fit perfectly onto these wooden platforms, and taffet does also have plastic platforms that they fit on perfectly as well. And they are great for adding some different levels of elevation to your hamster cage. And in the front of her cage, I have her big dig box. This currently has corn cob granules in it. I got a big bag off of Amazon, and it has so many, and I even have a whole bunch of extra, even though I did fill up this entire dig box. I do also have a ceramic mushroom hide, just in case she was really feeling these corn cobs and wanted to take a nap or kind of take some sanctuary, cool down a little bit. So I did go ahead and put a hide in there, since this whole dig box is big enough for her to enrich herself, explore, things like that. I figured I had the extra room. Up here, I have one piece of grapevine wood. I knew I wanted at least one of these because you need overhead clutter for hamsters, but they're not climbers. That's not safe for them, so you don't want to hang things, but they do need something to kind of go above them, feel safe, climb if they feel so inclined to. Attached to this, I do have a custom wood shoe from this hamster shop on Etsy. I believe their name is HammyPawsCo. I will tag them in my caption because most of this cage is from them, and I am so happy with what I've got. It's this adorable little cloud shoe. It's got the pink, which I wanted to go for since she is a little lady. And everything I got from her is super cheap, super well made. I would totally recommend it. Then I have this other ceramic hide. I actually got this from Barnes & Noble. It is a mug officially, but I saw it and I thought that it would be perfect as a ceramic hide. So it's this gorgeous little tulip. Go to Barnes & Noble now. They should have it. They had plenty when I went, and I think it's a great thing to put in a hamster cage. This is the other wooden taffet bridge. There's not much of an incline right here, but I wanted to add a little bit more texture, a little bit more dimension to the cage. So I went ahead and attached it right here. And then I have a big wooden log hide, or I guess you could call it a stump. This was kind of the big focal point because like I said, I was going for a more woodsy theme. So this is huge. It's great for a Syrian. I think she will be very, very happy with it. Have her two little food bowls, or I guess one food, one water. If you are kind of balling on a budget, I always am balling on a budget because I have so many animals. If I didn't, I would be crazy. So I got these bowls from Dollar Tree. They were $1.25 for a pack of 4, and they are the perfect depth, perfect width. I'm very happy with them. The same hamster shop, I got her custom cork little dish thing. This is what I will be putting her water on, and it has her name on it. This was super cute, super inexpensive. Again, I will totally put this in the caption, but I am so happy with this. I think it's going to be awesome. Here I have the Night Angel or Bouquet State, one of the two. I have the classic ceramic tunnel. I think this will be probably moving around the cage depending on where she likes it, where she needs more enrichment. But for right now, this is just what I have. Another texture I got for her are beach chips. I really, really like these. I haven't heard about these a lot for hamsters, but I saw it and wanted to try it out. None of them are super sharp. They came really, really nicely packaged, and I feel really, really comfortable and confident giving these to her. This bowl is also from Dollar Tree, so a great option to get some dig boxes for any of your small animals. In the entire cage, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of sprays. I have sprays of all different kinds, so I'm kind of waiting to see which she prefers, which she gravitates towards, which I should give in moderation if she's eating too many, or which can just be used for good overhead clutter and to make her feel comfortable. And as well, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of forage in here. I got 2 different forages. One was a more botanical, so it was a bunch of different kinds of dried flowers that she could play around in, chew on, that are obviously safe for her. And then I also got an herb forage as well. So I wanted her to have these different scents, different textures, all of that good stuff. That is my hamster cage. Like I said, I did a lot of research trying to find out what was best for her, what was appropriate, and I will be expanding at some point. She is still a baby right now, but I wanted to make sure she's comfortable with me, happy with me, and then I may get two to connect together, but we'll see. Oh, I also forgot, I have these adorable little mini corn cobs in here. I have no idea if she's going to actually like them or not, but we will see. But I want to keep them in there because they are just so freaking cute. Thanks for watching Odette's cage tour. I am so excited to meet her, and I am so excited for you guys to meet her. I think she's going to be an absolute doll, so I cannot wait to bring her home. If you guys are in the way of this winter storm this weekend, please stay safe, stay warm. I hope your critters stay safe and warm as well. But I hope you guys have an amazing week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.